Hi everybody, it's Sam at Mixed Up Craft. Thanks for watching my tutorial today. I'm going to be showing you how to make this really sparkly, glittery shaker card. And I just thought I'd share with you the stamps from the latest Creative Stamping magazine. I really love this magazine because you always get a huge A4 of stamps. I think that it's up to the value of £25 usually. But these ones in this particular issue, which is issue number, oh, I can't see where it says anything like that. Anyway, £7.99. You get a really, issue 41, there we go. A really nice magazine full of inspiration. And I've brought quite a few of these over the months. So this is, like I said, the latest one, and it's got all kinds of lovely stamps here. So if I get rid of that one for a minute so you can see, that's better. So you've got the lovely dragonfly, you've got the bird, really nice sentiments. This is the one I've used. So I've used today is a special day on the heat embossed sentiment, and then I've used this pretty flower here, and then the butterfly, which is this one. But you've got a little birdie told me, you've got this really nice down here. It'd be lovely stamped on like an envelope. You've got a postcard, hello, feathers, all kinds of things. So mixed with a lot of my Stampin' Up framelits and stamps, this works really, really well with a lot of them. So I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. But I thought I would use it for this card mixed with my Stampin' Up glimmer paper, which was part of the freebie celebration when that was running. But I just love it. And I just got in here it there. It's a really fun card. So this is going to be a birthday card for a friend's mother-in-law. So I hope she likes it. And let's crack on and show you how I made it. So you are going to need to make this card I've got these pre-folded cards that I've done. So these measure 5 7/8 by 5 7/8 of an inch. I've then got this Stampin' Up glimmer paper, which was free with the celebration, which is now finished. And I've just trimmed this down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then the acetate measures 4 by 4 inches. And then you need I'm doing mine with the square. So this is a stitched square framelit that I've got, which is part of a set, which I'll put in the description. I'll put a link to where I purchased this one because these were super cheap and very, very good. Now this one measures, if you want to use the same set, let me just grab my ruler. So this is the largest out of them all. So it is a small little nest, but then there's a dinky little tiny one, so it's quite nice. So this is 3 1/8 of an inch square. Yep. So if you do have a similar size, then perfect. But it doesn't matter if it's a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. You can afford to go up or down a little bit, depending on obviously what design and stuff that you're going to do with it. Obviously I've got the birds and that flower which I'm going to put on, so I did position them before. I just grab it again. So what you can do with whatever ones you want to use, so these ones here, when I'm laying this down I will measure. Actually, we'll crack on because I'm starting to do it already, so put all that to one side. So let me just line it in place first, where I think we're roughly square, like so. I'm just going to pop a bit of tape down there, and then I'm just going to go around and just measure. So we're looking at 1 and 3. So it's 1 and 2, 1 and 2, just over 1 and 2, and obviously the 1 and 3. So I need to come down and across a little bit. Let's try there. Just over 1 and 2, just over 1, 2, just over 1, 2, and again. So I'm happy with that. So I've got that square on the card, and then I can just roughly see where I want to put, so I'm going to have them like so, and so I'm happy with that border. So again, if you do have a smaller or a bigger framelit, play around with the stamps that you're going to use so that you get a nice proportion around it. So once you're happy with your framelit central to that piece of glimmer card, you just need to run that through the die machine. So I'm just going to pop this one on my plate. Just okay. So that's now gone through the machine, so we can just take all that off. And you want to keep this in a square because you're going to be using that again, like so. And you just get a nice subtle stitched effect around that part there. So just a nice little detail. You don't really see it too much on the glimmer paper, but it's still very nice. So now we need to attach the, no, we need to now put our sentiment on the acetate. So I've just got this glitter everywhere. I'm just going to wipe right, so there we go. Right, now the key part of heat embossing on acetate is you need to firstly make sure that you have heat resistant acetate. So that's what I've got here. So I brought this one from Crafter's Companion online. Can't remember how much it was, but I know it's still in my history, so again I'll share the link to this. But you get 20 sheets, so it's going to really last you a long time. So I bought 2 packs just so I don't run out. And you obviously, the benefit of that is the heat resistance. So there's lots of acetates, and I know I save a lot of acetate off of my packaging and things. That won't work for this project. You do need to make sure that you have heat resistant. So I'm going to be using the Silver Nouveau embossing powder for my sentiment, and the one I'm using is again from that same stamp set. It's that one there. Today is a special day. So really nice one. So the key part to this, apart from the heat embossing acetate, is you also need your embossing buddy powder, and you really need to just keep wiping over that to make sure you get rid of any grease marks, sticky marks. You may not be able to see it and you might think it's all fine, but this removes static and everything, so that when you use your Versamark, the embossing powder will just stick to where you've laid that Versamark and nowhere else. Okay, so you can just about see it in the view there. So I've already applied my sentiment there on my very dirty block. Let me just grab a spare bit of card to work with. So now I know that I'm going to have the bird and that there, so I can just, if I roughly position them there, then I know where I need to put my stamp. So I'm just going to make sure that's covered with the Versamark. Okay, and then I just want to get this as central as possible. Apply enough pressure, but you don't want to squash the stamp, but just enough pressure all over to make sure you've distributed all that Versamark onto the card. Okay, take those stamps with me, and then when you hold it up, you won't be able to see this, but I can just make out that that is covered where I need it to, so that's good. And then I'm going to apply my powder, again being very careful. Okay, so you can see down there, that's obviously where my finger marks have been, but that's okay because it's nowhere near, so I can just wipe that off. But you can see there that the embossing powder is just fallen and stuck to where the sentiment is. Okay, so just move all this out of the way. I'll tidy that up in a minute. Oops, just caught my lead there and moved my camera. There we go. Right, so just warm up your heat tool. Okay, just try and make sure I get this into the view there. There you go, you can see how quickly that takes without damaging your acetate. And there I've got a really nice "today is a special day" sentiment on the middle. So just going to let that cool a little bit. It is pretty instant, but you don't want to go rubbing it straight away while it's still warm because it will smudge. But I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do now is apply, I'm going to wipe it all afterwards, just with a bit of tissue, but I want to apply this now so that it sits in the middle of this square, because behind it is then going to be obviously the sequins, and then this piece of glimmer stock card will sit again at the back there as well. So if you just grab a bit of, again, you just want to make sure this glitter isn't where you're going to be sticking, because it just will, just have to keep wiping it a little bit. There we go. So I'm just going to use a piece of, I've got my double tape roll, so I'm just going to apply this all the way around. Okay. There we go. I'll just pick this one up, and then by eye, roughly, there we go. Don't worry that there's still sticky tape exposed, because this is going to be stuck down anyway with more tape on top of it, so it doesn't matter. There you go. It's all ready. We've got a lovely card coming together. So what we need to do now is grab the main card, so you can see already. I mean, that's lovely as it is if you just wanted to keep, you know, just an acetate window. That's just as pretty. So what we need to do now is I'm going to apply some double-sided tape just to this bit of card and get that stuck down in place here. So again, now what you want to do here is I would lie it back inside the window, like so. This is going to be a bit fiddly, but just really get it where you want it to be. And then roughly line up your frame, so I know that that's the middle there, and then I can just push that into place. Roughly, yep, that's fine. I think I've gone a little bit crooked. No, I think that's alright. Let's just try that there. No, that's okay. So that's now stuck down there. Now that's your guide, so this is handy, because what you want to do is, I've got some foam double-sided tape here, so just working along that line, you want to add the foam like so. And I'll add another piece down the bottom, and then fill in the sides like so. Okay, so that's that one. Now I'm doubling up my foam, so I'm going to just remove this and I'm going to apply it again. So that's all stuck down in place. So now just starting from the middle, get your square lined up, and then just fold down your glitter like so. And that looks really, really lovely. And there you go, your special day. And you've got that nice little quarter of an inch border around the outside, so It's got a real nice shimmer and sparkle to it. So now what I'm going to do is just show you how I coloured in my the butterfly and the flower, and I've used the Letraset and the Winsor and Newton pens, and I've just got a variety of colours here. So I've got walnut, cool grey, fuchsia pink and cerise in the Letraset, and then in the Winsor and Newton I have rose pink and amethyst. So they're the colours that I've used. So I'm just going to stamp them all out with my Stays On black ink, and quickly go through and get them all coloured, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here are my two little decorative pieces to go on top, the butterfly and the flower. So this one is just going to be here, and then the butterfly is going to face downwards, so it's almost going towards the flower. And I'm just going to apply some dimensional little squares onto the back of those, if I can find any left. Oh, here we go. Hang on a minute. Let me just. Oh, I've got these ones. They're fine. They've got a black, but you won't see that anyway. So I'm going to put one on that side, and the other there. So it should be coming down like so, and then put one up there and down there. And then what I will do I need it on that bit? Let's just check. So it's stuck there. Yeah, I'm going to just grab a tiny little square one, these dinky ones. Just need a pokey tool, and I'm just going to pop one down on the end of the stem there, and I'm going to put one just on that bit there, just so it keeps it all in place. I'm covered in glitter. The glimmer paper is beautiful, but my gosh, it gets everywhere. And now I can't remove the tops of these. There we go. Oh gosh, they're fiddly, aren't they? There we go. Got it in the end. And then I'm just going to have that one like so. And there you have it. A really pretty, just give that a wipe with a little piece of tissue or something, but it's fine. Today's your special day birthday card. Square shaker card. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please hit the like button if you did, and subscribe to the channel to see more. Thank you. Bye.